everyone, I'm Miss Kelly. I work at the Vineland Public Library, and joining me today is Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. We're going to tell the story of The Wizard of Oz with Dorothy and her other friends using this flip doll. So without further ado, I'm going to begin. So, once upon a time, there was a young girl named Dorothy. She lived in a place called Kansas. And she had a dog that she loved very much. The doggie's name was Toto. We can even pet Toto. He's very soft. She did everything with Toto. She took him on all her walks and all her errands. And Toto was a very good dog. He wouldn't hurt a soul. But Dorothy had a nosy neighbor who liked to stir up trouble. And she would try to, do anything. She didn't really like dogs. And she taunted him one day, and Toto went over to the fence and was barking and barking at her, and the lady claimed that Toto bit her. Now, we all know Toto didn't bite anyone, but the neighbor claimed so, and she went and talked to Dorothy's parents and said that, she was going to have Toto taken away. Dorothy was devastated. She could not believe this. How could they take her sweet little Toto away? She ran to her room and she began to cry. They can't take Toto away. He's my best friend. He would never hurt anyone. Toto, we should run away. We should go somewhere where no one will hurt us and make up lies about us. They can't take you. They can't. Well, before anyone could come and take Toto from Dorothy, the wind started to blow. A really bad storm came. A really bad storm called a tornado. Do you know what a tornado is? We don't get a lot of them around here, thankfully, and hopefully we won't. But a tornado is one of those storms where it has the big funnel cloud that goes around and around and around. And very bad storms. And one started to go by Dorothy's neighborhood. While she was in her room crying, the wind blew very, very hard and knocked her over. And she was knocked out. The next thing she knew, the storm was over and she woke up. However, she was no longer in Kansas. She was in a very strange place, very different. She walked out of her house, and a woman was standing there. A woman who identified herself as the Good Witch. The Good Witch told Dorothy that if she wished to get out of this strange land and go home, she would need to follow the yellow brick road and speak to the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz? Yes, the Wizard of Oz. So, Dorothy started to follow that yellow brick road, and before she knew it, poof! Another woman appeared. This woman was not so pleasant. This woman had a green face, and this woman identified herself as the Bad Witch, the Wicked Witch. She swore up and down that she would cause havoc and trouble for Dorothy along her way, for no other reason other than she was mean-spirited, sort of like the lady who caused trouble with Toto. Then she went away. Dorothy was quite frightened, but she wanted to get home, so she continued down the yellow brick road. Soon enough, she came upon a cornfield, and in the cornfield was a scarecrow. We all know a scarecrow. They put them there to scare away the crows, literally, to keep the corn, so the crows don't eat the corn. So, Dorothy's looking up at this guy, and all of a sudden, she starts hearing something. Hey. Did that scarecrow say something? She took a closer look. And the next thing she knew, "Can you get me down from here?" the Scarecrow said. Are you talking, Scarecrow?
Yes, I'm up here all the time. I scare away the crows, but what I'd really like to be doing is reading a book. But I can't, 'cause I don't have a brain. Whoa.
Well, don't you worry, Scarecrow. I'm going to get you down from there, and I'm going to have you come along with me. We are going to go visit the Wizard of Oz. He's going to help me get home, and he's going to give you a brain, and you can read all the books in the Great Vineland Public Library.
That sounds like a wonderful plan. Let's go.
And they continued down the yellow brick road. And then they came upon a very strange looking man. A man made completely out of tin. He was looking a little rusty, but he did have a voice.
Hello there. Who might you be? I'm the Tin Man.
Well, I am Dorothy, and this is the Scarecrow, and we are on our way to visit the Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz? What is he gonna do?
He is going to get me home and give the Scarecrow a brain so he can read books.
This wizard gives out things? I wonder if he could give me a heart. You see, I have no heart. I would love to have a heart, for then I could love.
Then why don't you join us and come on down the yellow brick road, and we will see if he can give you a heart. I'm sure he will.
All right then.
And the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and Dorothy continued down the yellow brick road. Next they came upon something truly frightening. A lion! Except when they began to talk to this lion, he was quite silly. Meow. Meow. Who are all of you? You're a little bit frightening.
Well, you see, I'm the Tin Man. I'm the Scarecrow.
And I'm Dorothy. Are you supposed to be a lion? Lions don't meow, they roar. What is wrong with you?
I have no courage. No courage at all. I wish I had some courage, and then maybe I might roar instead of meow like a house cat.
Well, we are all going to visit the Wizard of Oz. Why don't you come along with us? I'm going to ask him to take me home. The Scarecrow is going to ask for a brain, and the Tin Man is going to ask for a heart that he can love. Perhaps he can give you some courage.
Perhaps. I guess I'll come along.
And they all continued down the yellow brick road. Do you remember the lady who identified herself as the Wicked Witch? Well, suddenly she appeared, and she began to threaten them all. And her maniacal monkey friends picked them all up and took them to her crazy castle. Ah! And most scared of all was the Cowardly Lion. While they were in the castle, and the maniacal monkeys and the witch were trying to do evil things and wreak havoc like they promised, the Scarecrow became absolutely petrified.
Is that fire over there that the witch has? Why is she coming at me with fire? I'll burn.
Well, even though there was a bucket of water sitting right next to the Cowardly Lion, the one who the water would hurt the most, the Tin Man, it could cause him to rust, had to go over and pick up the water to throw on the fire that the witch was holding. You can't make this stuff up. That was how cowardly our lion was. Ruff! He threw the water on the witch. Next thing we knew, the fire was out. There was no more danger to the Scarecrow, but also the witch began to melt, and she went away. Now, you would think there would still be a problem because her maniacal monkey friends and other evil people that lived in her castle were standing there. But believe it or not, no, they all started celebrating. They were glad the Tin Man threw the water on her, and they were happy to escort the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, Dorothy, and the Lion on out of there and on their way back down the yellow brick road. This was how wicked this woman was. Even her little minions didn't like her. So, they all continued down the yellow brick road. Alas, they made it to the Wizard of Oz's castle. They knocked at the door to get in, and some guy answers, and Dorothy begins to speak to him. "We are here to see the Wizard of Oz. We were told he resides here. I would like to go home. My friend the Scarecrow would like a brain so he can read books. My friend the Tin Man would like a heart so that he can love. And my friend the Lion would like some courage so that he could roar instead of meow. Do you think we might be able to come in and talk to him?" What do you think the guy said? He stood there and said, "There's no wizard here," and slammed the door in their face. Dorothy began to cry. "I'll never get home. I wish I hadn't wished to go away. I'm sure my parents would have found a way to keep Toto. Why did I wish to go away? I'll never get home." Well, the rude man at the door felt bad about slamming the door in their face and lying, opened it up, and let them in because he felt bad about Dorothy crying. So they went back to see the wizard. Now, what do you think the wizard looked like? Do you think he was a little person, like a little man with glasses on that just looks like a regular person? Or do you think he was a great big person with a big head and lights and all kinds of stuff? He can do all this stuff. So what kind of person do we think he is? A regular, just little person like me and you? Or a humongous, big head, crazy person with lights and, something magical? He was just a regular guy. All the bells and whistles, just a regular guy. So, even though he was just a regular guy, he was able to help out. He gave the Scarecrow his brain.
"Oh, now I have a brain. I'm going to head to the library to read. Bye, everyone."
He gave the Tin Man a heart. "Now I'm going to go find someone to love." And he even gave the Lion some courage. Roar! And lastly, he told Dorothy, "If you wish to go home, just tap your heels together." She tapped them together and said, "There's no place like home. There's no place like home." And suddenly she was in her bed, and she woke up. The storm had passed, and everything was better. And it turns out that her neighbor, no one believed her, and she got to keep Toto, and everything was fine. And she was happy that she was home, and she no longer wished to be away. She made some good friends along there, but she was really happy that she was home, because home is a good place to be. And that's the end of the story. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and have a great day. Bye-bye.